On this week's show, we're discussing the Steam Machine prices and launch details are out, Grand Theft Auto 6 prices and pre-order details are out, and Xbox are still in another rake with its prices again. All that and much, much more on this week's GamerGuild Podcast. Good game, everyone, and welcome back to the GamerGuild Podcast, your weekly show where we round up all the week's video game stories and news for your listening or viewing pleasure right here on youtube.com/GamerGuildTV and up there in the digital cloud on your podcast platform of choice. Podcast players are myself and Mr. Chris.
Your weekly financial advisor has returned.
We do not offer legal financial advice. Everything here is made by amateurs. Don't sue us.
That's true.
You've been warned.
Can they do that just because we say that?
I don't know. I mean,
I feel like they do it on American podcasts, but I feel like our legal system's a bit different. Where it's like, if I give financial advice and you fuck up, I'm like, that's on you. Like, I haven't said I'm an expert.
I haven't charged you for this financial advice, so I've not claimed to be an expert. You've assumed I am.
Exactly. But we are experts in games. We've been covering it for 7 years now. I'd say
true.
We've got some degree of gravitas within the industry.
That's one of the things. At what point do you become an expert in games? Because that's quite a broad statement. Well, anyway,
the gaming industry analysis is what I would say we are now.
We're experts at reading other people's gaming industry analysis and adding our take to it.
Journalist adjacent.
Exactly. We're not journalists. We're pundits.
Pundits, that's probably the best one. Pundits,
Yeah. Anyway, we do have a great show lined up for you, but before we get into it, make sure if you haven't already, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that bell so you're kept in the loop of all of amazing content here at GamerGuildTV, such as... Oh, that was nice.
Yeah, it's my Xbox Series X/S bottle, which is now actually worth twice the price as it was a couple of years ago.
Oh, because of
inflation. But every time I carry it up the stairs...
Is that because of the Ramageddon?
Yeah, definitely.
Memory
every
loss.
time I carry it upstairs, it catches on my phone in my pocket, and it proper does like a... like gong.
Yeah.
And it's zen, very zen. It's the most zen thing you'll get out of Xbox in this episode.
Yeah, indeed. A weekly live stream. Chris, PlayStation Retro Hunt is back with what have you been playing this week?
It certainly is, yeah. This week's was a big one because of all the news. I went back into the history books and dug out the PlayStation 1 Grand Theft Auto Trilogy Collection, which includes the original GTA, Grand Theft Auto London, and GTA 2, which actually released after the PlayStation 2 had launched. So it was actually like kind of like a retro game at the time where they packaged it all together in a lovely black sleeve with all the maps, all the games all bundled together. So yeah, it's quite a unique collection, and went and dug that one out, found it. There's a good couple of copies out there, and go check out PlayStation Retro Hunt, available now for our members. There's another one that's gone up already for, I believe it's Tomb Raider off the top of my head as well, so members are eating good right now. Guild Heroes get it very, very early, and go check out. I think it's actually got over 5,000 views already, so not GTA, bad. Of course, is in the zeitgeist at the moment.
Yeah, there's a reason you've picked GTA when you have.
There certainly was.
I always feel GTA 2 is almost like the black sheep of Grand Theft Autos, because loads of people our age played 1. I don't know anyone who played 2, and then it became a big thing with 3 onwards. Yeah,
I enjoyed 2, but I think you're right. There was something about 2 where either the colour palette or the art design, everything felt a bit kind of like curved off. I remember not liking the cars as much, or the map of the area that it was in.
Is it still top down?
2. Yeah, 1, 2, and London are both top down. London's essentially just DLC for GTA.
Isn't it just a reskin of 1?
Not quite. No, it's a different. It's like a fully different map because it represents like Hyde Park and stuff like that. Right. But in terms of just like when you die, instead of saying you're dead, it says you're brown bread, my son.
Fair. Because that's literally what happens in London.
That
all
is
the
literally
time.
what happens, and it's a bit more focused on like the London gangster scene. So it is very relevant. It's actually kind of surprised Rockstar haven't gone back there yet, but I guess the time in which it takes to get their games out, we maybe see another Grand Theft Auto London circa 2050, I should say, not even 2020 something. But yeah, it's a good collection. It's nice to have on my shelf. Finally, I did have my original games from back in like the late 90s, but you can imagine they're a bit trashed, they're a bit grubby, and yeah, I was a daft kid and I didn't look after them. So having the complete collection as a pristine trilogy, it's great to have to sit alongside my Vice City, San Andreas, and GTA 3 copies, and also my PSP ones, Vice City Stories, Ballad of Gay Tony, all that kind of stuff's on the shelf as well. So it's complete now, and we'll talk about the latest entry as part of the news, no doubt. But yeah, go check it out.
Indeed. Been playing anything else?
Not anything new, pretty much just more Sackboy's Big Adventure. I've reached the end of the campaign. I've got all the little gems and the stars I was talking about last week. I just need someone to come and do the co-op with me, because there's a level in every area sprinkled out that requires 2 players, and I need to either get my wife free for a segment of time and actually have her interest captured for a moment in time where she'll be willing to actually play it, or sucker my brother or something, or maybe you in to help me out with the odd couple of trophies. But other than that, no, pretty much wrapping up on that, and I'm probably ready to start something new in the next week or two.
Yeah, I don't think I can help you because I don't own it.
It's got to be on somewhere.
I don't have PlayStation Plus either.
True.
As for me, I've been playing Control. I have, in fact, earlier today at the time of recording, platinumed it.
Hey, yeah. Wow, you've put a shift in there between last week and this week then. I've noticed you clocking on after work every now and again when the old PlayStation app pops up and goes, Richie's online. So yeah, overall thoughts then?
Really, really enjoyed it. As I said, I think I was talking last week saying I need to actually focus on the story a bit more. So at work, while I've been working, I've had some like videos digging into the lore of Control playing, which has helped me get my head around actually what's going on.
Yeah.
Because to be honest, I've been playing my Portal. I was only half paying attention to what's going on. So I need to know what's going on because there's interesting stuff here. And I feel like I was playing almost a bit too quick. I wasn't listening to the voice notes or reading things properly. I was just kind of playing through the game. It's like there's a lot of lore here. I'm interested in knowing more.
Yeah.
But I kept playing at the same pace I was. Figure out I'll go back and deal with the lore separate to playing through the game almost.
That's good. That's great. Isn't the internet great that you can almost get like a companion guide for pretty much anything? Because someone will have made a YouTube video out there covering it. Because
with Control, there is a lot of like audio logs, and there's a lot which stop playing as you walk away from them, so you can't hit it going and then walk around doing stuff. There's a lot of like notes to pick up to read, so these tons and tons and tons of lore in there, which feels like almost optional, which is why I thought, you know what? Rather than every time I walk into a new room, I have to stop for 20 minutes to pick up stuff and read everything and go for like a snail's pace, let's just watch a 10-minute YouTube video that sums up like this character there, or that character here, or what is the board versus like what's going on.
Yeah.
But I've started on the Alan Wake DLC on it as well now.
Good.
I actually did accidentally start it before. Then I realised
it's just in like a room, isn't it?
Yeah, it was just I just thought it was a side quest, and I was like, oh, actually, this is DLC. I will come back to this.
Yeah, it's interesting. That's great to hear. Then, so you're kind of primed for Control 2 now, but even that's not till September, August, September, somewhere around there. So you've got a couple of months.
I need to debate whether or not I can fit Alan Wake 2 in there. But I don't know what. Yeah,
I mean, I'm guessing they're going to set Control 2 up where you really don't need to play Alan Wake, because although they're kind of interconnected because of the FBC, I think it would be very naive of Remedy to expect you to get the most out. But I think it will be a great compliment have you had done it. But I do think you going from Control to Control 2 and then even played Alan Wake like after the fact, I think that'll probably add a lot more layers to the world. Yeah, you see, you're familiar with the chunk of it. Alan Wake 2 does go a lot deeper, especially with the DLC. Like, you literally play as Saga Anderson for probably half of Alan Wake 2, and she is an FBC agent, so it does tie in very intrinsically. But I think it would probably complement it whichever order you played it in, probably. And I'm sure Remedy are well aware of that. So.
Oh, yeah. I think they've outright said that you can play Control Resonant without playing any of the previous games, which that's kind of the standard nowadays, isn't it? So, but
yeah, it
so
has
then,
to be.
I bet you'll get more out of it if you have played all the others.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I'll see if I get to Alan Wake. But once I finish the DLC, I think it's probably Pragmata up next.
Oh, okay.
Purely on the grounds that I actually have it. I have it.
Yeah.
So I have it and I haven't played it. So it's like, could go for Pragmata. And I don't know what game I'm going to play after that. So it's like, you know what? I'm in that gap where it's like, what do I go for? I could go out and buy The Adventures of Elliot, but to be honest, I'm going on holiday at the end of next month, so I'd rather save a few pennies.
Yeah.
And then so I was like, well, I have games in the house that I haven't played before, like Pragmata. And although my girlfriend's recently played it, I was playing 007 at the same time. I was very much not paying attention to what she was doing.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't even have the overall gist of the story beats.
Yeah, same.
Occasionally she just show me Diana being cute.
Yeah, part of me wants to get the World Cup out the way, because it's kind of like there's always something on, there's always a match on. I'm like, I would normally play a game, but I'm kind of like, it's so much easier just stick one of the games on and watch them instead while I dick around on my phone. So I think, yeah, when the World Cup's out the way, as you said, holidays for myself as well, I think I just need to get back into some kind of like rhythm. But I think I powered through 007 so quickly and then got the platinum. It's like, right, where do I go now? You know, and sometimes you just need that breather before you start something new.
Yeah.
I think that's where I'm at now. But plenty of stuff coming, though.
Yeah.
It's going to be a busy summer.
I doubt I'll get the I'm going to preempt this. I doubt I'll go for the Platinum and Pragmata, because it requires a full playthrough or in its hard difficulty, which you can't unlock until you complete the normal story. And that, although it has New Game Plus, you can't play the hard difficulty on New Game Plus.
Yeah, so it's like Resident Evil Requiem all over again.
Yeah, and it's like, apparently you basically die in 2 shots. So one mistake and you're fucked. It's like, it seems like one of them where it's like, it's just not worth the hassle.
Just, write it off early doors and just enjoy the game for what it is.
That's my plan. And while I'm playing Pragmata, I'll figure out what I want to play next.
Sounds like a plan.
You know what else is a plan, Chris? You introducing us to the
graciously gathered Gamer Guild Gazette, a.k.a. the news.
The news. And as always, the news is brought to you by wonderful guild heroes, which you can join for as little as 99 pence, which we haven't increased the price in 5 years.
I know, no other company in the history of the world has done that through 2020 through 2026.
Yeah.
The game fighting the cost of inflation.
Guild Heroes is immune to inflation. Unless YouTube forces our hand, which is next week on the Gamer Guild podcast. YouTube forces our hand.
You never know with these corporations. But no, we've always said we'll do our best not to gatekeep and keep it as low. So if you are a listener out there, one of the thousands, why not 99p? Keep us afloat with next to nothing. You can't even buy anything for 99p now.
That's like 1/5 of a Starbucks.
Shocking, isn't it? Coffee beans.
So you just have one less coffee a month, and you're good for 5 months. Free coffees a year. That's it.
You're selling it to me, Richie.
Yeah, just free coffee. Skip free coffees a year, and then you're good. Support a local little podcast.
And your body will like you for it too.
Indeed. Steam Machine, Chris. We have a price, and
let's get into the financial news.
Let's get into it. I don't even know where do you even want to start. Should we just go straight into the pricing of this?
We've knew for some time it was imminent, but we know the launch and the price, and it doesn't look great. So
pricing starts. I'm not going to read in every currency. I'm just going to read in pound sterling because just to save time. If you want to know what the price in other currencies, you can very quickly, easily find that information. So the 512GB Steam Machine is £879. If you want a controller to play on your console-like PC gaming box, that goes up to £938. The 2TB model starts at £1,149, going up to £1,208 with a controller. So you're basically knocking on the door of £1,000 for the entry model here. Yeah, that's spicy.
As a bonus, the 2 terabyte option comes with 2 extra faceplates, though, Richie. Red fabric and solid walnut.
It does, because this is designed to go into your media center, and if you have a red fabric media center or walnut media center, fair enough.
So here we are then. Pre-orders can sign up now, as of the 25th of June. There's an initial batch going to go out. You need a Steam account to sign up for it. This is how they're going to get over the scalpers. And you need to have made a purchase on Steam prior to the 27th of April this year. So they're trying to cut out people also just quickly making a fake Steam account, I guess, and reserving it. They have added some emphasis on their limitations of production. And there's going to be a first batch, which is going to be randomized, meaning even if you sign up, you're not going to be guaranteed one, because they've said that the production line is limited, and they're also constraining it to 1 unit per household as well. So, knowing all that said and done, it officially launches on the 29th of June, so later this month, which is actually a quicker turnaround than I was anticipating.
Yeah, but it's starting from the 29th of June.
Yeah, we should clarify that. Yeah, it doesn't mean you'll get it then. It just means
customers will receive their Steam machines sometime after the 29th of June, when Valve starts sending out shipping emails.
Doesn't fill you full of confidence with getting it any time around the launch day, does it necessarily?
Yeah, it's one of them where I suppose it's a case of if you sign up, you're basically guaranteeing one. But they haven't confirmed when the first batch will go out, and I'm guessing it will be done by batch by batch. When the batch is ready, they'll go, right, randomise customers, send it out. But I'd like that they're doing stuff to prevent scalpers. I do like that.
Yes, it's good that they're taking control of that. There is something, I guess, not necessarily to overlook, but the controller not being included. To be fair, the Steam machine is compatible with pretty much every Bluetooth controller known to man, I believe. Even your old Google Stadia controller, your Lunas, your Xbox are inevitably fine. Your dual sensors are fine. So realistically, unless you specifically want the new shiny controller, which I think if you're in this high-end tech market anyway, you probably do want it.
And but there is that option. Compatible.
Yeah. Yes, it is. And standalone, it's about, I think it's $99, so it's probably, about 80 quid, give or take. Don't think it says in the article how much the controller is standalone. Obviously, it's cheaper if you bundle it together, as similar to we find with consoles. But yeah, Richie, this whole episode is centered around prices and price increases, and I guess the state of the market, the state of the industry, components, and just the tech bubble at large. Where do you go? I mean, the cheapest one in pounds here is £879, $1,000. Or $999, I guess, if you want to keep it on that mark.
You know what, to be honest, at $879, if you want to get into PC gaming, £879 is probably pretty reasonable. If you're looking at this this is where I find this Steam machine in general weird. If you're looking at this as like comparing it to PC gaming, to get in there, that's usually nowadays you're probably looking over £1,000 for a gaming PC. Mm-hmm. 879, reasonable, and you know it's going to play pretty much any big releases that come out now. I think some of the comparisons and stuff I've looked at are basically said like it's aiming 4K 60, but on higher settings it struggles. So 4K 60 on medium settings with FSSR, which is up-resing things, plays absolutely fine and visually comparable to like the likes of PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X. So that's where I feel it's sitting in terms of comparison of hardware. So that's not bad, but if you're comparing this to the console market, actually, it's probably fine. Now the prices keep going up, but it's hard to justify, to be honest.
At this moment in time, if you were to compare it to the PlayStation 5 Pro, which is a little bit more powerful than the Steam machine, that's currently priced at $790. So at $879, it is a little bit of a jump up. Obviously, you get that added flexibility that the Steam machine comes with the PC counterparts and such. But if you're looking for just raw power and value for money,
but I know where ours
would lie.
I don't think this device is designed for people who want raw power. Because if you're wanting to get into PC gaming and want raw power, you're not even considering the Steam machine. It doesn't come into the conversation. That's where it's like, what is this for? And as far as I can say, either it is for... There's a lot of young people moving away from the traditional consoles into PCs, and this is a nice entry. It's a nice gateway into PC gaming.
Yeah,
I can see
it's definitely somewhere that I would contemplate if I was like as you've just described there, because I've never really been into I want to build it myself. I don't think I have the patience to do it. So I would be like, oh, a company has put together a complete package for me, and it looks great, and there's just a simple price. I don't need to faff around.
All the components will work with each other. They'll work with most modern games that you'd expect to play.
Yeah.
I can also see this as a supplement to other people's main PC gaming rig, or players who have a Steam Deck. If you're you normally game on a Steam Deck and you want an at-home console gaming experience, Steam machine in your media center with the controller. So you put your Steam Deck down, cloud save your save file, pick it up on the Steam Deck, and you're off you go.
Off you pop.
But in this current market, it's just, this is not the way Steam wanted this to go. I don't think this is Steam's fault, because they've straight up said that they were targeting a much lower price point, but unfortunately, the goalposts moved.
Yeah, it's very much, even in their announcement, they kind of, it doesn't even feel like a true announcement, because it comes with such like a negative cloud over it, where they actually do admit in the announcement, like, we were hoping to produce significantly more at launch. They also go on to say, like, the reason is like, we would have wanted to be closer to the Steam Deck proposition. So basically you're looking at it as, because remember, the Steam Deck's price also went up for a couple of months ago. The original Steam Deck, that's been pushed forward too, to a point where, if it was coming in at the original Steam Deck price, you would go like, actually, that's pretty much on the money. But they do say in their announcement of like the prices, they also say the high prices, ongoing component shortage crisis caused by AI data center component demand, as predicted. Would want to dive straight into the exact issue, stating that our original goal for the price is no longer viable. Valve wouldn't tell me what the original price was, says the Eurogamer article, but it's significantly more now than it would have been. It's hard because I don't think we ever really had an official price or anything like that. I think we had some ideas, but it's really difficult to quantify it. But then
I did read an article earlier where Rebecca Valentine stated if it followed the same kind of inflation prices that things like the Steam Deck has and other consoles over the same period of time, she's estimated around about a £250 price increase.
Which checks out.
So closer to the 600 mark rather than the 900 mark.
Yeah. For reference, the 512 OLED Steam Deck costs $650 at the moment, and the terabyte one costs $780. So then Steam Machine costs an $880 and $1,150. There's your difference, but as you said, all them things point towards just component shortage. When they announced it back in November, it was probably an issue then, but I think they were maybe hoping for it to get better.
It's not going to.
I mean, the rest of the news we're going to talk about is clear that there's this knock-on effect, that the scarcity is just not going away.
The reality is, in the tech world is very, very focused on AI, pushing that as hard as they can, getting onboarding as many people as they possibly can, which is causing a need for data to build more and more data centers, upgrade data centers. So they are consuming all the resources, and that is harming things like the gaming industry. And but people must post AI memes on their Instagram.
Yeah, I can't wait for this AI bubble to burst. As someone who doesn't have like invested stock in AI really, and like I think yourself and much of our audience, it's like it's nice to have there, but not at the cost it's having on everything else in our lives.
It's no longer just the annoyance filling up your social media feeds. It's actually making your life worse now. That's where we're at. It may be useful occasionally at work, but £250 extra for a console. Yeah, that's the price you're paying.
Doesn't balance it out at all. I guess I think the factor in with now we know there's going to be some scarcity is Valve having just that genuine issue to contend with is they're not traditionally hardware manufacturers. Nope. So in terms of going to these chip manufacturers like Samsung and Nvidia and whoever else, AMD, where we know PlayStation, Xbox like lock in their production lines for half a decade at a time ahead. I think PlayStation just said theirs was AMD, wasn't it, for the PlayStation 6? They confirmed that what feels like ages ago. Valve go to these companies and go, we'd love to make X amount of Steam machines, but because they can't do it on the scale that Sony or Microsoft or Nintendo will be able to commit to, you can imagine if you're holding all the chips, quite literally, you can turn around and say, we're going to charge you a high premium because you're not buying as many in bulk. Whereas Sony and Nintendo can turn around and go, we're probably going to sell 100 million units by the end of the next couple of years. Give us the best going rate and we will buy the most. So as a chip manufacturer, you're going to go, well, yeah, we're going to go with the big boys because they can guarantee us the most profit. Valve come begging, practically saying, look, we'll take whatever's left, but they'll have to pay a premium for that, which in turn is going to push up their own production lines, which they don't have factories because they haven't traditionally made hardware. So they are such a newcomer to the market, and I want to root for the newcomer. I really do. I think it's a great idea. Everyone with your Steam library, which people have saved thousands of pounds upon. It's a great ecosystem.
It is a genuine competitor to a PlayStation or Xbox on your media center. That's what the Steam machine is, basically. Yeah.
It just is unfortunate that the rest of the world, and when we get into Xbox, it just goes to show that a known quantity, 25 years in this industry, this hardware game, are struggling the way they are. I feel really bad for the launch of the Steam Deck. I think it is going to, unfortunately, become a great product, but a niche product.
It's 5 years too late.
The rest, it feels like, unfortunately.
If this came out 5 years ago, this would have been absolutely huge. They would have had absolutely no problems, because it's really only over the last 5 years that the AI bubble is completely consuming everything.
Yeah. Remember when we thought it was going to be cloud gaming and cloud servers? And they just went, now forget about them. It's all about this AI shit. Well, it's just consumed all.
You know what? There's an argument to be made that Stadia was shuttered because of AI. Google changing its focus away from gaming, which was the growth industry at the time, to AI.
Mm-hmm. Gemini.
Because, well, do we use our data centers on video games, or do we use it on AI stuff, which is going to be the most profitable, a notoriously fickle market, or a market that they have pretty much almost guaranteed control over, along with a few other big players, like the likes of Nvidia and Microsoft. It sucks.
Wild.
Yeah. I mean, I hope the Steam machine does well, because I don't think it's a bad proposition, and in the current climate, I don't think it's badly priced. I think, to be honest though, they should just eat the fucking money and give you the control for free. Like,
it's one of them where I think,
just do it. It's a bad look, in my opinion, to have a console-like experience where you're paying extra for a controller.
Yeah,
that should be in the box, and end of story. Like that, it should just package in, because this is not designed to be a PC. In my view, not designed to be a PC replacement. It's designed to be a PC, an easy way to have your PC gaming library playing through your telly.
Yeah.
So it's just
I mean, you always look at kind of your own known quantities, and when I look at our friend circle, we've got some lapsed gamers, we've got some traditional gamers, we've got Tom, like high-end techie people, all of us probably with varied elements of disposable income, and I don't think anyone in our friend circle of maybe 10 lads would have interest in this. Like, we're probably the biggest audience for it, and even we're like, we're either priced out of it or we're going to spend our money elsewhere, because we only have enough for one particular thing. And as we get through the rest of the stories of today's week, it's... Ironically,
there was a point in my life where this would have been absolutely what I would have bought, and that was the point when I used to have a flat. I had a flatmate. I didn't own a telly at the time. He owned a telly. He owned an Xbox. I was playing predominantly with my PC. That PC was basically a piece of crap. It's what I started becoming a content creator using. I very quickly bought a new one. I made the decision, because I needed to buy TV when he moved out as well, that I couldn't afford a new PC at the time, so I decided to buy a PS4, and that's got me back into console gaming. If the Steam machine or something equivalent was available at the time, I have my Steam library already. I'm in. I probably wouldn't have bought a PlayStation at that time.
Yeah.
But now I am fully converted over to console gaming. And if, again, it's another one of them things where if I had more time, a Steam machine could be of interest. But I've pretty much abandoned my Xbox because I just don't have time to. There's only limited hours in the day, and the Xbox first party library wasn't being attractive enough to warrant putting down my DualSense. Nintendo, however, they have, but there again, I haven't bought a Switch 2 yet.
Yeah, and this is where it goes a full circle moment to everything we're going to touch on Xbox and what we touch on other things. You mentioned there that the Steam machine are more powerful, more variety and stuff than the PlayStation. But at the end of the day, ultimately, you ain't playing Wolverine on your Steam machine. So It's kind of like how many people are going to get in the door. You can't play Grand Theft Auto 6 on your Steam machine. You can't play Halo, you can't play Gears. So it's like, it's all these little things that add up to people's decision making. And I've added it in the doc, but there's a thing called the Stim machine because they're going to get chomped at from both already. The Stim machine, their quote is, "We can do better at the same price or cheaper if you assemble it yourself." And basically, it comes with a 5-year warranty. This is basically a pre-made PC in a similar cube dynamics. It comes in with AMD Ryzen Pro. All the tech stuff's pretty irrelevant. It's pretty much on par with the Steam machine. However, it's the expensive model is cheaper than the base Steam machine. So it's kind of like if you're just looking for a PC that's more powerful, they can do it in a similar form factor for a lot less money. I'm sure it'll be basic and pretty average, and it doesn't have the brand or anything associated to it. But it just shows like there's companies, not only are they competing with the big hardware players already, you've naturally got, as you said as well, just PCs in general. And companies who are going to try and package it and make theirs look like you get the Temu knockoff version, but there's going to be people who buy them. There's going to be people who go out and just go, you know what, I like the thought of a Steam machine, but now I'm actually looking at it, I'd rather make one myself. And they're kind of getting that every opportunity to sell one to somebody has been chipped at from every angle. And this is where I think it's just going to be like a niche Ouya device that everyone likes the concept of it, and then it just doesn't. It just never gets a footing in the industry.
I think Gamers Nexus did in their review of the Steam machine basically built an equivalent PC, pretty much blow for blow in terms of performance, not directly comparable components, but in terms of performance, pretty much bang on, and came in maybe around about 50, I can't remember the numbers, around about 50 to 100 quid cheaper, but that does come with the whole thing of sourcing all the components and getting lucky on your sourcing of them, building the thing, configuring the thing, Steam machine, you buy it, it turns up, you plug it in your TV, you turn the power on it, you're off to the races.
That's what I love about consoles.
But it isn't a console. Games are not directly optimized for the Steam machine. You will still have the full PC experience of going in the menus and tweaking things till you get it right. But at least you're not tweaking things like your BIOS. That's all. You're not having to install Windows or an OS, which is great because
it's open source, which is one of the alluring points of it. Speaking of like performance-wise as well, I've watched a couple of videos this week who've had hands-on previews, like Linus Tech Tips and stuff, so done some stuff on it. And obviously, as you said, because games aren't optimized, I've seen some clips of some games running like absolute shit, unfortunately. I think in his review video, he's playing Forza Horizon in the background, and it's choppy. It might as well be a PowerPoint presentation it's running because it looks rough. And obviously, this stuff changes over time, and they get Steam verified like they do with the Steam Deck. So I'm sure once it's out in the wild, it'll make a difference. But it's all them little things that chip away at like why I can't be bothered.
Something
with
like
PC
that,
gaming.
I'd recommend people watch the actual video and see what he's saying, because it might be a case of, we have put this on max settings on 4K 60 with ray tracing on to see what it can do. Yeah. Where, okay, if that's what you want to do, go buy yourself a proper gaming tower. Something like the Steam machine drop it down to medium settings, maybe turn down the ray tracing, use things like FSSR to boost your resolution and boost your frame rates, and you're probably going to have a good enough good experience. Yeah. And to be honest, it's one of them, because it's designed to attach to a TV, the 4K matters more than, say, a normal PC. Because with a normal PC, you sat at a desk, you're close to the screen. 2K is kind of the standard in terms of resolution, not 4K.
So 1440 people aim for.
Yeah,
it's a really good one for like.
Yeah, that's like your 2K resolution.
Yeah.
So it's somewhere between your 1080p full HD and your 4K. 4K makes more sense in the living room because of a larger screen, but that comes down to pixel density ratios of your screen size, where it's diminishing returns the smaller your screen. So there's no point in going for 4K on a desktop monitor when 2K is going to look almost as good and be a lot easier to run.
Yeah, agreed. But I wish them well. I hope it does well. I hope it can carve out a part of the industry for itself. I mean, the way Microsoft are going, they might not be around long enough to put up any competition, so it's interesting, but for me, it still is going to come down to the games, and I'm PlayStation through and through, and I want to play my Wolverines and my Intergalactics and stuff, and in a similar roundabout way, that's why I think you and me have inevitably been drawn back to PlayStation and Nintendo, because they offer those exclusives. Like, you've got the Zelda reboot, you've got Pokemon coming in the future. They're a guaranteed quantity that you're going to get something you look forward to out of it. Steam might get it eventually. They might get GTA in a couple of years' time.
I think they'll get GTA, but they're not going to get
eventually,
Pokemon.
yeah.
PlayStation said they're not getting Wolverine.
They're done. I think the importance of exclusives, it's reared its head again. Yeah. And we've even seen it with Xbox clasping at them straws and going, Gears and Clockwork Revolution, it's exclusive. It's just 2 games. Look forward to them with Project Helix.
2 games for now, but talking about pre-orders though, Chris, it's not just the Steam machine that you can pre-order this week, because you can finally pre-order Grand Theft Auto 6, and we finally have the price, so people can stop speculating. The standard edition of Grand Theft Auto 6 in dollars, because that's what I have in front of me, $79.99. And the Ultimate Edition comes in at $99.99. It will be launched on the 12th of November. Well, physical copies will be launched. Put a pin in that one for a moment.
Yeah.
and in the Ultimate Edition, I want to dig into the Ultimate Edition a bit, because I think there's a bit of controversy going in there.
Because it's a bit shit.
Yeah, just a bit.
The price is UK-wise, by the way. It's £69.99 for regular and $89.99 for Ultimate.
That's actually not
70
terrible.
and 90 quid.
£70 for a AAA title nowadays, that's not terrible. It is single-player campaign at launch.
Yes.
So at launch, the multiplayer edition, say, let's call it, for example, Grand Theft Auto Online 2, will not be there.
Well, this is where, I guess as we get into it, it could get quite interesting. Would they be as daring to put the single-player campaign, which they do emphasise in here, it's going to launch with single-player campaign, so clearly online, just like last time, it's going to be delayed out the gate, give people time to live and breathe the story, and then introduce online. We kind of went back and forth last week about the price, and I said it would probably be the same as a standard game or more. I think you lowballed it a little bit.
I lowballed it, I think I said about 60.
Yeah.
I was thinking they might lowball to know how much they're going to sell to guarantee they sell it.
100%. Do you think there's a world where the £70 launch for the base version now is also met with GTA Online will be a £30 supplement?
No.
As a DLC, or do you think it'll be free for anyone who's bought the game?
I think putting the price in front of it is detrimental to their earning potential there. I think they're better off, because Grand Theft Auto Online didn't have a price in front of it when it launched after Grand Theft Auto 5 and went on to be the highest grossing game of all time. Just do the same.
Why rock the boat?
Why rock the boat? Why risk pissing people off when people are already financially feeling it at the moment? Get it out. You're not going to have your shark cards and your microtransactions and all your cosmetics and stuff like Grand Theft Auto Online has. You're going to make plenty of money. Grand Theft Auto, you are fine. the price point actually isn't terrible for the standard edition. I don't think it's even terrible for the Ultimate Edition.
Not at all. How much did Nintendo charge for theirs?
Differs from game to game.
World.
Mario Kart World was one of the more expensive ones, but I think the others
Mario Kart World right now at Argos is $74.99.
Yeah, Mario Kart World was more expensive. I think other games have been cheaper. Oh, let's talk about the physical thing on this, actually. Yes, there is a physical version. No, there is not a physical version.
It's Schrodinger's Grand Theft Auto.
You can pre-order a box.
It's not there.
If you want a box, you can have a box.
I want a box. But it comes with disappointment. I know it comes with disappointment, but I want that artwork. And the artwork is really good, to be fair. And I mean, you know me. You know I was going to order the physical, in quotes, version anyway. But what a disappointment to not even get a disc.
Right. There's a few...
a digital voucher, essentially.
The first thing I want to say is nowadays, it's very unlikely nowadays you buy a AAA title, brand day and date, on a disc. That disc has the full game on it, so if the servers went, that the game would be fully playable. You're unlikely to experience that. But, while them servers are on, I could give you my copy of Pragmata, Chris, which is a disc, and you could then play it. Yes. My girlfriend's played it. I am going to play it on a different account. This stops that, and it is bullshit.
Yeah. It's the ultimate death nail in the coffin of physical media, right? If the biggest game of the decade, because that's what it's going to be, undercuts... It's basically retail stores. If I was a retail... It's such a horrible place for retailers, right? Because there's very few of them left, quite frankly. Even online retailers. And they can't really win, because if they don't stock Grand Theft Auto 6, they lose profit. If they do stock it, they're feeding into the machine of you don't need to give physical media. So long-term wise, it's going to kill the market. It's the same with in retail physical stores. They cut back and barely even promote Xbox because everything's digital only with the Series X and S. And they don't do physical copies for everything, like South of Midnight and stuff. I think we're the last few to get physical releases necessarily. Yeah. So...
My prediction
everyone's kind of leaning into digital more and more. And do you think the next range of consoles... I can see PS6 and the next Project Helix not come with a disc drive at all. And they're just going to bite the bullet and go, second-hand market's dead.
I've been predicting that. PlayStation have been conditioners for that this entire console generation. It's why they launched a disc-only version, a discless version, and a disc version. Then they got rid of them to replace it with a discless version. And you can buy, in addition to play discs... They're conditioners to it. I think this is a huge nail in that particular coffin, because what I think is going to happen here is, I think it's already down to roughly about 25% of the game is by physical now. Yep. We are a dying breed, but I don't think this is going to change the needle at all. I think Grand Theft Auto 6 will still be reporting roughly 25% of sales from physical. But then it's a download code, which there'll be a bit of controversy, but that 25% of people, scale that down to those who are actually going to bother complaining. Yep. And those who never had the intention of trading it in. Completely drowned out by those who just bought digital anyway. Yeah. And now Rockstar, this is the biggest game launch probably ever, are normalising this practice. This is no longer a niche practice where you can look at it and go, oh yeah, Xbox have experimented with a few smaller titles like South of Midnight, and maybe we'll get a physical version later. This is the biggest game on the planet going, we are not doing a physical version. We'll give you a download code in a box if you want it, but we are not printing a disc. Yeah. If you will not see opened second-hand copies of GTA 6 because the voucher's been used, it's just a box. And if it's not sealed, it's useless. And what I think makes this worse is GTA 5 sold so many fucking copies and they didn't have to pull bullshit like this to do it. Yeah. It's purely just shaving the margins. In a way, it's a shame because it's kind of not caring about the legacy. Like, their entire history is based on these games. Like, we mentioned it before, the Grand Theft Auto trilogy that I've just bought, the PlayStation 1, as part of my retro hunting.
That's not going to be a thing in 20 years' time when someone looks back and goes, oh, I love GTA 6. I'll go get a copy, pick it up. Unless it's unopened, sealed, and even then the voucher might not be might be voided because the servers might be gone. Not that GTA 6 isn't going to have like a 30-year life cycle, but eventually, Richie, when we're in our 80s and we look back, my PlayStation 1 games will still physically exist, but GTA 6 might be lost to the wind.
Yeah.
Who knows? And it's such a shame, and it is such a kick in the teeth. Like, I get it from a business standpoint. I do. They want to chokehold it because that means they control the narrative, they control the cost. No one's picking up a £10 copy of GTA 6 in a couple of years' time.
It's
Guess
killing
what?
the second-hand market.
Because it's still £70 on the digital storefront, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah. You can go online in Amazon and hopefully they've got some left in the warehouse.
But probably not. I mean, that's another thing, right? The fact that it's digital, it means they're going to get full price from launch at every given opportunity. So there's no launch promotions, there's no discounts because it's all
no trade-ins because you didn't like the game or you finished it and weren't bothered about Grand Theft Auto Online. That has been a thing with console gaming as old as time. Is you've bought a game, I'm done with this game. I'm going to take this in and trade it and then buy another game. I did it last year. We bought 2 copies of Ghost of Yotai, took one back, used the proceeds to buy Astrobot, walked out with a second-hand copy of Astrobot. Fantastic. Because me and my girlfriend wanted to play Ghost of Yotai at the same time. And now we have Astrobot as well. Added to the library. It was smart. And we're going to do that probably with Wolverine, which is physical in box. That's been confirmed.
Yes, Insomniac came out and
we could not
rightly
do
double-checked
that
it.
with Grand Theft Auto 6.
And one of the things that's often overlooked, Richie, what if you get hacked?
That happened to my girlfriend. She lost her entire account.
So all the digital games that you own on that account, that PlayStation just go, oh, sorry, it's gone. It's been hacked. It's done. Security override. Sorry. Just all of your thousands and thousands of pounds worth of investment in games, that's just gone. You have to start again because PlayStation have no way of clawing it back.
Is it bad that my girlfriend on the original PlayStation account had more trophies than I currently do on my current account, and her new account, which she started a few years back, has more trophies than I currently have?
I mean, there's 2 ways you can approach that, but I'll leave you two to discuss.
Shifts. She's a shift worker. She has full days, a lot more full days off than I have. Night shifts sometimes. But yeah.
Oh, you don't need to justify it, Richie. You don't need to justify it. But again, it's one thing after another that comes with it, and physical sucks. Do you want to get into the Ultimate Edition and why you should pay £20 more? So I'm going to look. I've got a nice table from Inside the Gamer, which I'm going to use because it's nice and easy. So with the base version of the game, you get the copy of Grand Theft Auto 6. That's it. If you pre-order bonus, you get the Vintage Vice City pack. Into the Ultimate Edition now, you get a 95 Grotty Cheetah, Hawk and Little Morgan revolvers, so that's a weapon. The Cheetah is a vehicle. Personalised variants of the Garadi ES9 and Close K17 pistols. Cosmetics now, Vice City Style Pack, which includes outfits, tattoos and more. Another vehicle in the Dinka Enduro motorcycle and Crest Kayak for Jason's Safe House. A vehicle mod kit in Ganada Retro Build. Shop in Rideout Customs. A shop in Sarah's Unisex Salon. The Shitso Squallow vehicle. Another shop in Stock 305. Vehicle and Garage, the 67 Vapid Dominator Buggy. Another shop in Electric Fan Tattoo. Another shop in One-Eyed Willies. Cosmetics. Good Time Gear Pack, Compound, PTT Young Jin's Illegal Goods Store, exclusive side mission, and a special commission of a classic car collection. So you're getting shops, vehicles, cosmetics, and weapons in the Ultimate Edition. So this, is, to me, is them locking out content behind the Ultimate Edition. Not in the addition of unnecessary cosmetics, but there's actual shops and vehicles and weapons which you cannot get without the Ultimate Edition. Yeah, I'm looking through Eurogamer. Have a great article on it where they basically show you all like they've released 50 images to go along with this, so you can see pretty much all of the perks that you get, all the outfits and stuff. It just looks like a Glamour magazine photo shoot, to be fair, with all like the different poses and locations. In a way, I was kind of relieved that this pretty much just made my mind up straight away that I really don't give a shit about all this extra stuff. There'll probably be enough variety in the game for me to be fulfilled. And you know what? If there is one particular thing I want, I'm sure they sell it on Shark Card currency or something that if I want a particular car, maybe there's like a cool, sexy Mustang that I see in the moment and go, that looks good, and it's only $2.99 or something, I might just buy it there. But all of this clothing, streetwear, and gears and stuff, it's like, doesn't do it for me. But
cosmetics or cosmetic variants of weapons, I don't mind that. Like the personalised variants of the Garadi ES9 and close K17 pistols, I'm assuming the ES9 K17 are in the game anyway. So that's a skin, yeah. It's the shops I find weird. So certain shops in the game are just not available to you because you haven't paid enough money. I don't know.
Such a capitalist world we live in, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like it's back to the whole, the meme where like games then you got the full game and games now it's got a puzzle piece missing.
Yeah,
we're back to there. We moved away from that. DLC became a thing where it was actual additional content again, and now it feels like we're moving back into what can we block off for more money to entice people.
The sequel. But is this basically their way of making a bit more money while online isn't live?
Yeah, but I think there's a better way to do this. Just bring this out as a DLC pack later.
They might do.
If they call this a DLC pack rather than part of the Ultimate Edition, it's the same thing, but it's a different context. So I don't know. But there again, it's Rockstar, and quite frankly, they don't need to give a damn because people will buy it.
Yes, they will, and people will pre-order it as well for the Vice City pack.
People will be waiting for the pre-orders to go up, assuming that the standard edition was going to be $100 and going, I'm happy to pay that.
Yeah, it's a good shout. Same with the pre-orders. When I've seen loads of stuff online this week saying like, well, all the people who pre-order a digital game, idiots. But then if there's a perk, like you get the Vintage Vice City pack, which gives you neon bright stuff, you get a 55 Vapid something garage, outfits and hairstyles that look from the 80s, chic linen suits, sequin mini dress, exclusive weapon patterns with Tommy Vercetti iconic palm tree button with a tropical pattern adorning most guns. It's like, all right.
See, the Tommy Vercetti shirt, like I can see a lot of people wanting that.
Oh,
especially when it comes to bragging rights for Grand Theft Auto Online.
You want to look like Tommy V.
Yeah.
But
so I don't know.
Again, it's all optional. That's the thing, isn't it? Yeah, it's not like they're holding back content. I think you and me are both quite fair with it when it does just come down to cosmetics because the game still functions exactly the same without them. So if you want to pay an extra 20 quid and get them, the world is your oyster. Go fill your boots. Yeah. I will ask though, Richie, did you pre-order it?
Nope. I have no interest.
Oh. So when it comes round to November 19th and I'm on this podcast, I'll just do that section.
Yeah. Like, I have no interest in playing Grand Theft Auto 6. I didn't play Grand Theft Auto 5. I tried to play it and it's like, I just wasn't interested. It just
when
did
it comes out,
nothing for me.
And it's 10 out of 10 everything. Sometimes we've done reviews and every review is like,
I don't think it's going to be one of them.
Ever. Do you not think?
No, I'm just not interested in Grand Theft Auto.
Well, all that aside, it's ramping up. Have you seen some of the marketing already? This is another thing, I guess, that'll be a layer into our next story of just why I'm pretty much starting to really feel like Xbox is just cooked completely.
Because they haven't updated the biggest
game,
logo like PlayStation has.
I mean, it's the marketing. The marketing is very much in line with PlayStation to a point where most of their marketing this week has the little new logo that says "Plays best on PlayStation," and that goes a long way. We saw it with Call of Duty. Remember when Call of Duty was synonymous with Xbox?
Yeah.
In the 360 era, was like, oh, it's the COD Bros and stuff, and then PlayStation won it for the PS4 era, and then I feel like PlayStation also have FIFA, and then now they have Grand Theft Auto, and it's kind of like It's a little sort of thing, but marketing works for a reason. Millions upon millions of dollars are spent on marketing because it works.
It's the association. If every time you see a billboard and it has for Grand Theft Auto, it has a PS5 logo, it doesn't have an Xbox logo, you see it on the telly, the PlayStation plays best on PlayStation, you see that everywhere. It becomes you associate the game with the console, even if it is multi-platform.
Yep. And then it goes back to the honest reality of it will play best because the PS5 Pro is the most powerful console hardware that's on the market right now. It beats the Xbox Series X. And also we're going to get into it, but even in price, it's getting very, very close. The history and the legacy. So PlayStation, like the original Grand Theft Auto, launched in 1997, so there's that legacy there. The DualSense controller is probably the best place to play in terms of haptics, feedback. If all that's tuned in for GTA, the game is arguably going to be more fun. And like you said, all of the stuff that comes with it. It's all the adverts you're going to see, because the social media campaign for this is going to be wild as well. As soon as that game drops,
we're at the start.
I mean, yeah, it's starting now. Yeah, it's starting.
There's a reason.
In fact,
there's a reason they announced that the pre-orders will be going up this week, last week, because then they get 2 weeks worth out of the same story.
Yeah, but
and
to a point where as you said, the PlayStation app on my phone has changed its background. Logo. They ain't doing that for Wolverine, their own game that comes out at the same time window. It ain't going yellow and black for Wolverine, but no, GTA gets its own thing. If you boot up your PS5 at the moment, the boot up screen goes straight into the big Roman numerals VI, and the whole background's pink, and they have about 6-7 tabs of why GTA is happening. And what have the Xbox got?
As soon as you turn on your PlayStation.
So when you turn it on and you get, like your dashboard with all the icons.
Yeah.
Is it the What's New icon, which it always starts on? The background for that, it literally glows with a big VI, and then the background fades in, and there's about 5 or 6 tabs that basically say the Vice City, the characters, the games, the location, like the missions.
I don't think I've ever looked at that.
It's basically selling you. Yeah. It's giving them an entire storefront to themselves for this game. Pre-order now. Only plays best on PlayStation. So they have got to deal with Rockstar, and they're going to milk it for every penny it's worth. And I guess that brings us
to the Xbox.
To the Xbox news.
Milking every penny it's worth, because we've had another price increase.
This is the third one now.
Yep. So I'm reading from Eurogamer. That's quoting. Last October, we increased Xbox console price by $20 to $70 in the US, dollars in the US. It wrote in Xbox Wire. We hoped another price increase would not be necessary, and we have spent the last several months working with suppliers on options. Unfortunately, console storage and memory prices have increased by more than 2.5 times, and we expect another doubling by the fall of 2027. So, they are sunsetting the 2TB Xbox model.
RIP?
Yep. And they're increasing the console price by $100 for the 512GB version and $150 for the 1TB version.
Series S?
Series S, yeah.
So that's the cheapest entry-level point. Is now up to $500, which
I'm pretty sure that's what I paid for a PS5.
Crunch the numbers. $500 is the same price the 1TB Series X was at launch.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, the little brother has now caught up to the big brother's price 5.5 years later. Is it?
I wonder if it's worth selling my Series S.
You know what? I thought the exact same thing. I was listening to IGN's Unlocked podcast. Which is a great show that go into detail on this. And I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, I haven't played it in months. I've got my PC. I've got Cloudbox Gaming. If I want to play Xcloudbox Gaming, what the hell's that? Xbox Cloud Gaming, yeah. If I want to do it. It's sat there and its value's just gone up. And I know I'm playing PS5. I know I've got a Switch 2. My PC's sat here. We don't know what Project Helix is going to be. So I'm thinking, how much use am I going to get out of that between that and Project Helix realistically? Is it worth just cashing it in for the profit now and say la vie?
Possibly.
We'll have to see how the second-hand market reacts to this news.
I'm having a quick look on Facebook Marketplace, and there's some bargains to be had second-hand. I'm seeing some of them listed at £200. So I'm just saying, scalpers, if you want a scalp, go to Facebook Market, buy up the stock that's been on there probably for months, and relist it. And also slap yourself with a fish because you're a twat.
Yeah, if I look at an Xbox Series S console now on CX, Cash Traders, it's £240 to buy. They'll give you £105 cash trading or £136 voucher. So I could see that maybe going up to a bit more.
I can and I can't, because who wants a Series S at the moment?
Well, exactly. Who can afford a Series S at the moment?
I feel like there's going to be a surplus of like stock on the second-hand market of Series S's that people have bought and either stopped playing or upgraded to the Series X or moved on to PlayStation. But I don't see much of a market for the Series S. Series X, I see, because I've said before, I kind of regret going for the S over the X.
Yeah, same. But it comes back to that. Yeah. August the 1st, these prices go up. So you got a couple of weeks to buy one if you're in the market. But then back to what we've been saying for a while now. Why would you be in the market for one when, like, let's face it, yeah, the Series S, as this generation's gone on and when we're another 5 years into it, the Series S is becoming more difficult to kind of condition, I guess, for modern games, because the further we get away from launch, the weaker it becomes. It's essentially running on like probably
it was great out the gate, but within a few years after launch, we're already hearing reports of developers complaining that because it was underpowered compared to the PS5 and the Series X, they were struggling to get games on. I think
Baldur's Gate.
It was Baldur's Gate.
Many months later, didn't it?
Couldn't run local co-op on it.
Yeah.
They had to eventually
cut content.
What,
3 years ago?
Yeah.
So what's the next big game going to run like on it? Like Grand Theft Auto? We've not seen any trailers that say running on an Xbox Series S anytime recently. It's all running on PS5.
Yeah.
So I would... where do we even start with this? Remember last week we were on talking about layoffs at Xbox? And yet they're out this week saying, oh, by the way, Game Pass might be down, but if you want to get in on Game Pass with a console, it's going up. So all the savings you make on Game Pass now, they're gone because the consoles cost so much more money. The 1 terabyte Xbox Series S is now up to $800.
Do you think there's part of them that's looking at it and going, we're going to announce this a month in advance? So technically there's 2 paydays between this announcement and this price increase. For anyone who's debating buying a Series X or S, to just go for it before the price keeps going up. I don't deny what they're saying, that because the component increase is going up, they have to raise the prices. It's more the announcement. Do you think it's like, we need to get an influx of cash here?
Maybe. Or... I hate to say it, and I didn't want to say it last week, Richie, but is this them trying to get the most profit out of their last remaining assets sat in the warehouse?
It could be actually
shift them.
Shift. If they wanted to shift stock, they'd resist this price increase. If it was in the warehouse, they'd keep the price as low as possible for as long as possible.
Okay, so maybe they know their sales trajectory and it's bad. We know we're going to get a guaranteed X amount just based on games that come out. Like, some people are going to buy a Series X and S for Grand Theft Auto because they're maybe Xbox through and through. They've always had an Xbox One and a 360. And naturally, there'll be parents out there who'll just go, I'm going to get my kid an Xbox. And they're unaware of this.
They've been playing...
They'll just get it.
They've been playing Grand Theft Auto 5 on the Xbox One. Xbox One for the last 10 years, and now it's got, now I have to upgrade.
And now it costs this much. So they'll have a forecast, and maybe they are just looking to squeeze as much juice out of it as possible. But to bring in another article from Eurogamer today, published actually just after we started recording, sales figures. So Switch 2 has just become the fastest selling console in US history. After 12 months on sale, it's shipped a whopping 5.9 million units, placing it behind Nintendo's Game Boy Advance, which sold 6.5 in 12 months. These come from Sakana, who do all the data tracking. So this is basically, it's May's best-selling console in the US, ahead of the PS5. Remember, the PS5 put its price up last month as well, so they shot themselves in the foot, which is why it's year-on-year hardware spend has risen, because the costs have naturally gone up. However, bad news, PS5 sales were down 58% year-on-year, thanks to that price increase. They fell to their lowest May total since the year 2000. Meanwhile, because we're on the subject of it, Xbox sales only fell by 12%, which doesn't sound bad. However, it's the lowest ever recorded for a May for Xbox hardware in history.
Yeah. But
25 years, and this is their worst May on record for hardware sales ever.
Is it just a case of we are halfway? We're 7 years into the generation now. This is slowing
six, coming up to 6 this November.
You're seeing probably the same slowing curve, just exaggerated because of the price increases.
Yeah, you're putting more people off.
Everyone who wants a PlayStation probably has one. People who are thinking about upgrading to a PS5 Pro are probably not now. These price increases, because we've talked about Xbox, PlayStation have had price increases over the last year or so as well. These price increases are probably putting people off the upgrades and going, you know what, I'm not going to upgrade my console, it's fine. I'd like to upgrade it, but also everything else in my life is getting more expensive. So do I need that better visual fidelity and probably slightly faster frame rate when the PS5 is fine? It's why I've been saying I'm not interested in the PS6. I just don't want one. I do not feel a need for a PS6 anytime soon. I don't want to buy one. I think if they launch PS6 end of next year, I don't think I will buy one until games start becoming generational exclusives. While we're still in that transition period, I don't think I'll be investing in the PS6 because I don't see where it's going to be better than PS5. Because the PS5, I don't think is actually that much better than PS4. In terms of the promise was there, 4K 60. The reality is 4K 30. Yeah. For most games.
I mean, I don't miss my load times. I'll give it that much.
Okay,
with the SSD.
I'll give you that, but
yeah.
You're right. What's the improvement? I think we're hitting the point of diminishing returns, and it's going to probably be £1,000.
Yeah. It doesn't tick any boxes, really, does it? And I do feel like we haven't even truly left the PS4 generation behind yet.
No.
Like, I know there are some exclusives, but there's still a lot of games coming out for it. It's still multi-platform. Your FIFAs and stuff will still come out for it.
PlayStation fucked their content this generation.
They all have, right? If you look at most of them, other than Nintendo, have kind of kept a steady course.
Nintendo did what Nintendo always do, and they've been fine. Which is why the Switch 2 is selling well.
And they've had no layoffs.
Yeah.
And they've had their exclusives out, and now they're getting third-party games as well. They're doing the slow course. One thing we've not really acknowledged, worryingly, is in that statement you read when they said the console prices, we put them up last year, they're going up again. We didn't want it to be necessary, but we have. They say the last several months we've worked with suppliers, and then they say console and memory prices have increased more than 2.5%, and we accept another doubling by fall 2027. Are they preempting another price rise next autumn?
I was being generous in my thoughts on this. I was assuming that this price increase is compensating for that already.
Because that's a long way away still. That's another year and a bit away. And they're already just kind of getting it out there. Just so you know, we're expecting it to go up again by another 2.5%. And then they kind of do that thing that they've all been doing where I go, unlike phones, computers, speakers, and other consumer devices, which are sold at a profit, it's less than that for consoles. And they blame components again in the electronics industry. But back to what we said last week, who is one of the biggest players in causing this problem? Microsoft. Your parent company is one of the biggest issues with why chips and servers are driving the price so up damn much. So poor Steam can't get a foot in the market because of Microsoft. Xbox can't get a foot in the market because of Microsoft. And just like, when is this bubble going to burst? But don't worry, Richie, they have a solution for you, because as part of the blog, they also said, we're implementing the Make Xbox Consoles More Accessible program. And the information as follows: buy now, pay later. We've made it easier for players to use buy now, pay later options on Xbox hardware purchases through the Microsoft Store, making it possible to break up your payment into predictable, short-term, interest-free installments. Interest-free financing is also available. Players purchasing an eligible Xbox hardware through Amazon can take advantage of 0% APR financing for up to 12 months, giving players more flexibility with lower monthly payments and more budgeting control.
It's not more budgeting control. I've seen financial experts talk about buy now, pay later models, and overuse of them means that you end up with a load of different small transactions coming out of your account, and it's difficult to manage because you're not quite sure what's being paid, what's being paid
when it
off.
Ends, yeah.
It's actually less control. You actually sometimes have less control by this stuff. So just
micro debt.
It's not terrible. It's not like a payday loan or anything, because if you get free, you can pay off in free payments, interest free. That's fine as long as you're careful with it. Just be careful with this stuff.
Get very carried away.
Because they often have terrible interest rates after the 3 months, and that's when you're in the shit.
Well, that's it, where it says 0% interest for up to 12 months.
Which is actually what we did. It's what we did.
We did. Previously played consoles are also coming into it. We're working with retail partners on new programs to provide previously played consoles at lower prices. Players who are ready to upgrade and no longer use their consoles will be able to trade it in with participating retail partners for cash or store credit. Those consoles will then be made at lower prices for players. So it sounds like our Series S's. It says partners. Yeah, but it depends if they do more like a warranty
this is just Microsoft
model.
By partners. This is Microsoft wanting a cut of that, the trading.
I mean,
that's all that means. You could take
they're
this.
Also,
you could just take this into a CEX or GameStop or whatever it is in your country. Mm-hmm. Sell it to them. They give you some cash, and you walk away. Microsoft saying they're partnering up with companies to do this means Microsoft want a cut of this.
That's an option. And then the final one is certified refurbished consoles. Xbox certified refurbished consoles are available at Microsoft stores for up to $100 off MSRP.
That's decent. I'll give them that one. Rather than contributing towards e-waste, taking consoles, refurbishing them, and Microsoft certifying themselves will give that level of confidence behind it.
And you get a warranty, I would imagine. With it as well. So it's
that good move. Like I can be cynical with a lot of stuff, but I think that's good.
But yeah, so overall, shit news once again, and somehow only 7 days on from our last show, I'm starting to become really cynical of, I think Asher's possibly been brought in to just round out the shop. I don't think Project Helix might exist. I think with the losses they're making, they can't get a foothold on the components, they can't get a foothold on the price, they can't get a foothold on their output of games with Game Pass struggling at the moment. They can't get a foothold in the marketing with GTA and stuff, the biggest things coming out. They're in this weird, confused place where they're making some games exclusive, but Halo still isn't going to be, and Xenoway isn't going to be, and
it feels very last roll of dice. I feel like what she's doing at the moment, she's priming the Xbox brand for Helix, where she's going to go, right, we're getting all of the games back to exclusivity. So the only place you can play them is on Xbox. And probably end of 2027, we're going to launch Helix, and that is do or die for the Xbox as a brand. As a console manufacturer.
I think they might call it a day before that. I think when they look at the numbers,
because I think they've put so much money into investment and probably already sourcing components for it. They'll want to get them out. And if it doesn't sell well, possibly.
Well, how many do you make? Because that's the thing.
I don't know.
They're in third place. We suspect they sold 30 million. How many are they going to put into pre-production to get made? To then, based on components, if the Series X 1 terabyte is currently $800, it's going to go up next year. So if Project Helix launches next year, you're going to talk at least $800 or more, which is outside of our price range. They don't have the games or exclusivity to pull anyone across. They're already in third place. Game Pass is floundering. They're laying off studios, which means Game Pass is naturally going to be impacted another few cycles down the line. and yet they own all these huge IP and studios. I think they got to count the losses and just do a Sega, because Microsoft ain't helping them out on all fronts, both in financing, AI shit, server costs. I don't want to say it and I don't want it to happen, but reading the tea leaves, there's nothing that looks good here.
Yeah. I think that there's probably too much money sunk into Helix that they can't just not launch it. But I think they will probably go with the components they already have that they've committed to financially. Hopefully sell them. If it sells quick, they'll get another round of investment from Big Daddy Microsoft to keep it going. If it doesn't sell quick, it will be done.
How many did the Dreamcast sell before Sega called it a day? It was on sale for like a year?
Something like that.
Dreamcast sales numbers. 9.13 million units worldwide before being continued in March 2001. Didn't the Dreamcast launch in 2000? It was like... Oh no, was it 9999, wasn't it? Was like their big Dreamcast. Let's have a quick look. So it sold under 10 million units. The Dreamcast launched... Yeah, September 9th, 1999. Yeah, I remember that because it was 99999. Awesome date to launch on. Very, very unique. And it was well ahead of its time. So yeah, so it launched 99. It was shut down by March 2001, discontinued. And that sold 9 million units. So the Xbox Series X and S combined, after nearly 6 years on the market, is currently sitting at 30 mil. It's
not apples for oranges in this case.
It's
though.
not.
It'll have a longer trail because of all the online features and stuff, and a lot of games, persistent games. Yeah, I feel like what they'll do is they will, depending how the first batch of Helix sales goes, either ramp up production for another batch, or slow down production while still making another batch or two, but in subsequently smaller amounts, and over the generation phase it out. But I don't want that to happen, but it looks like it's going that direction.
So as a side note to round this story up, Richie, the sexy AF 25th anniversary Xbox Series X that they announced at the showcase, if these are going up to $800, how much do you think that limited edition one's coming in for? $5,900. You only think 50 more? 900. Yeah. Oh, but it's all right because you can get it on a buy now, pay later plan.
Actually, no. If it's limited edition and limited quantities, they might go 1,000. They might even intentionally go 1,000 to see how the market reacts to it. Because it's limited edition, it's like, oh yeah, it's a limited edition one. That's why it's that much. It goes, Helix needs to be under 1,000. Everyone fucking kicked off.
yeah, just test the waters with it. It's what a world we live in where you're talking a console.
It's a collectible. That's why it's so expensive.
Remember when the PS3 came out all brazen and it was was it $399? Yeah. And everyone was like, oh wow, that's insane. Obviously inflation aside and stuff. $800 to $1,000. Yeah. I remember when I went and got my PS4 for like $299 with a game and a controller. I think I got the Killzone bundle, initially. $299. And now if I'm looking at a PS6, we're probably going to be talking double, if not more. And at launch, it's a great investment because it's going to be worth more in 5 years' time. Yeah. It's mad that the wall of things behind me is going up in value at the rate it is.
Yeah, it's weird. Technology is not meant to do that. It's meant to go down in value, but...
Indeed.
Let's talk about Star Fox.
Yeah, let's get away from finances.
Reviews are in. It's currently sitting at an 81 on Metacritic. And seems pretty solid for that, to be honest. I've looked through some of the more negative ones, the ones that are sitting below 8, and it tends to be largely on the it's a bit too faithful to an N64 game.
Okay. So they wanted a bit more modernisation than I take. Because the visuals look great, so I'm guessing it must be the gameplay.
Because the gameplay is an on-rail shooter.
Yeah. Which is only so much you can do, right?
Yeah. But other than that, it seems to be pretty solid. I wasn't expecting huge numbers on this. The Daily Star gave it 100, which I think is fucking nuts for this game. To be
perfectly honest. Was the original even a 10 out of 10?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I mean, you're the best one for this because you've played it. Nintendo Life, who are always probably going to be more inherently biased because of their platform, but they're always the best ones to review these. They say Star Fox on Switch 2 is a sublime remaster of Star Fox 64, and that's both its best and worst feature. This is Fox's best game made even better with a stunning visual overhaul, snappy controls, and some neat reasons to keep playing thanks to new challenges and online modes. That said, it is just 64 again. Those who've already played through the 97 classic hundreds of times won't find any surprises here. If, however, it's your first run with Fox McCloud, I struggle to think of a better introduction to the series. And if you know the game like the back of your hand, you're in for a replay like any other. The series' future looks bleak for a second there, but if this is a taste of what the next original adventure holds, then I'd be more ready to fire up the G Diffuser. So again, it sounds like, if you've never played one before like me, it's a great jumping on point. If you're a fan of the series, enjoy that kind of remaster nostalgia wash over you. And hopefully, as that review mentioned there, this means we do get a brand new entry in the next 3 to 4 years.
Yeah, that's
they need to do it.
Yeah, IGN, despite knowing nearly all of Star Fox 64's shortcuts and secrets for close to 30 years now, this remake's impressive coat of paint and compelling new cutscenes makes me smile like I just did my very first barrel roll. Finding hidden routes to unlock different stages or small optimizations to push my score sky high is still much deeper than it first appears. And there's additional content like IGN referenced new cutscenes and stuff, but there's also a few different challenge modes and stuff to give it more legs. But I kind of want this game to be faithful to the N64 games. Like I want it to. It's going to be an on-rail shooter. It's not going to deviate from that because that's what the game is. But I want the controls to feel modern and snappy, and control well, and to look stunning, sound great. And it sounds like it's hitting all them boxes. I never expected this to be in Game of the Year contender. It's why I said this isn't a console seller for me. But if I have a Switch 2, I will pick this up at some point. Because it's a game that I just want in my library. The Switch 2 is becoming my N64 again. I'm going to get Ocarina of Time. I'm going to get Star Fox. I'll probably get some Smash Bros going on in there. A bit of Mario Kart.
That's what Nintendo thrives off, right?
Yeah.
and you've got to imagine the Star Fox game to a character who just got a cameo in the new Mario movie. It's going to appeal to a lot of kids who are like, oh, sweet. It looks fun. It looks gorgeous. I'll go check it out on my Switch because that's the console I've got because I'm 10.
I hope this is Nintendo looking at it and going, right, this is what Star Fox is. This is Star Fox at its peak. It's never been higher than N64. Let's just do another game that continues on the story. Like you use this as a new launching point for the franchise. Keep them smaller games, so it's not your big, massive Marios or Zeldas.
Yeah.
Smaller titles. It's a classic IP. The IP's strong and just treat it well without trying to make it bigger than it needs to be.
Yeah. There's do you think there's going to be like an interesting kind of point where they run out of remasters just because all the good ones have been done? And when I think of like I've just said there about like the kids of today who are experiencing this for the first time, that's fantastic. In 25, 30 years when they're in our position and they look back at the games they play as a kid, they won't need remasters. Like I've said many times, and Tom has, about how all of our kids in our friend group love Astrobot. Yeah. That won't need a remaster in 5, 10, 15, 20, arguably 30 years time because it will always look stunningly gorgeous in 4K. So what does the industry do in terms of creativity when there isn't that remaster to fall back on? Well,
I feel like you can almost using PlayStation as a perfect example of where remakes and remasters go. PS4 onwards, I think that's your remaster bracket. Maybe some PS3, some really good PS3 games. Like they don't need a remake. Just up-res them to run at 4K, higher frame rates, bigger resolutions, bit more polish. We're good to go.
Yeah.
PS3 to PS1, especially in the PS1, PS2 area of early 3D gaming, that's where I feel like the sweet spot for remakes is. Because these games, especially PS1, like N64, let's be fair, as much as I enjoyed playing Ocarina of Time, I played it for on the channel, mechanically it is feeling a bit dated. And yes, I know that did a 3DS version, but that was very faithful to the to the original. More of a remaster than a remake. I feel that early 3D gaming is where there is a lot of awesome games that haven't stood the test of time as well because of the earliness of the 3D mechanic models and figuring out how to move in the 3D space. Ocarina of Time and Mario 64 were two games that tried to figure out how to move in the true 3D space. Yeah. Like, a lot of the lock-on mechanics you get from action-adventure games to target your enemy came from Ocarina of Time. That is where the mechanic came from. Like, Mario used the C buttons to move the camera around. Like, they're trying to... The use of the analog stick, this is all this era of gaming, so... Yeah, I think you're right. They will run out of content to remake.
There's still plenty of good stuff left, but I think you're right. It's limited by the tools of its time. A lot of games, like most beloved games, but there must be a saturation point where everyone's like, "We've done them, guys. The well is dry." This
is where I think Square have been really quite savvy with the HD 2D stuff, because I feel like it's timeless. Like, the art style is timeless. Things like the Wind Waker from the GameCube, Zelda, because it's cel-shaded. While it was a bit panned at when it first came out, people grew to love that game, and it's actually in a lot of people's favourite game, Zelda game. Because it's cel-shaded, you boot up a GameCube now, stick that game in, and you're going to have a good time. You're not even going to notice that it's only playing probably like 540p or something. They did bring a Wii U version. That's where, okay, Nintendo, get that off the Wii U, get it on the Switch too.
Wii U, Switch 2.
Yeah, anyway. Moving on to some more negative news, and Bungie have sacked pretty much everyone.
I mean, this is such a small part of our show, and yet it would have been a much bigger part, but Xbox can't let PlayStation have a bad week without stepping in front and going, hold my beer. I've seen so many memes of like Xbox diving in the way of a bullet to take PlayStation, which would have been like Desiny 2 studio, Marathon studio. They're laying off entire chunks of the team. The studio head, Justin Truman's, also stepped down from his position after this announcement. So, yeah, 292 staff so far confirmed, mostly on the Destiny 2 team.
I know Destiny
which is a surprise.
Is not what it once was, and they have announced that they're pretty much ending it, and Marathon hasn't done great. Yeah. But Destiny 2, we're talking about Destiny 2 as if it was a flop.
Yeah.
It's been around for 9 years. That game has stood the test of time. I've never been the biggest fan of it. I never properly got into it. I've always respected it. And it just came to its natural end, and it just feels a shame that the team that made it, that supported it for so long, are just getting sacked off after all the hard work and dedication and love and passion that's went in that game from them over the years, over the last literal 10 plus years. It just sucks. Like,
again, why does it have to be a games as a service? Like, you could argue the Destiny 2 team should have moved on 5 years ago, but they committed to this 10-year plan, and it just slowly fizzled out. They probably
should have brought out Destiny 3 a few years back. When it started decaying, that's when they should have went, right, we need to start going for Destiny 3, but it seems like they had no interest.
But then they're stuck in a catch-22 where look what Overwatch tried to do. Overwatch 2, and it pissed everyone off, and they just end up going, you know what, it's all just kind of Overwatch 1 still. And they even dropped the number.
Yeah.
Because it backfired on them so much, and again, Destiny 2 just been pecked at by all these other players who've came along into that live service space, and like you're seeing it now with like Arc Raiders, Fortnite suffering numbers, and they're making layoffs. They laid off 220 in mid-2022. That was about a quarter of its workforce. Then they laid off another 100 employees. And then now here we are. And as I said, even though we said it's the Destiny team that's gone, I think we should need to remember is most of their core staff will have been moved over to produce Marathon. So technically a lot of the Marathon team were probably ex-Destiny 2 alumni who've then moved on to the next big project. So if inevitably when they go back to Destiny 3, it's not like everyone's going, oh my God, we got rid of everyone who did Destiny. It's not. The majority of the team probably just moved on to Marathon, and they will naturally pivot back to Destiny 3 inevitably when that's got to be the next move, right? Has to be. I don't think Bungie can go anywhere else.
Do you feel like the problem was they were for a long time, they were one-trick pony? We had Destiny 2, we were just going to only do that. It almost feels like they should have had other games cut.
Yeah.
coming along in the background while Destiny 2 is still going, to keep money going in, to keep developing, maybe not games as a service stuff, go back to some single player stuff. Bear in mind, this is the studio that originally came up with Halo, back in the day. Destiny 2 is your big money maker, the constant, and then you're having other games come along, but because they didn't have them. Now, as Destiny 2's decayed, that's put a lot of pressure on Marathon, which unfortunately isn't doing as well as they would hope. It's not doing terribly, but not doing great. It's left them in a situation where their staff is they've got a bloated staff, they're getting rid of Destiny 2.
Yep.
And they need to start cutting.
Yeah.
Which is a shame. But
so
I hope people find land on their feet.
I mean, we've covered off all in this episode anyway, but just the industry in general. But Herman Hulst having a terrible time at the top of the ladder, isn't he, since he took over? Closing studios, laying people off, games being shuttered. Can't get a win with their live service games, can they? If it wasn't for Helldivers, I don't think they'd have anything.
Yeah,
should have just stuck to making single-player story narrative games, which it's almost like their entire last gen was based on, and succeeded for them. It's weird, that.
It's weird. It's one of them weird things where live service games, if you get one, can sustain you for a long time and help stabilise your finances. But the very inherent disposable nature of single-player narrative adventures, you've played it, you've done everything it is, you put it in this box on the shelf, and you might dust off later at some point. You might not. Yeah. But then you move on to the next thing and the next thing. It means you're constantly buying new stuff. But talking about buying new stuff, you can buy some old stuff. Classic and modern Sonic game collections are now available. Are they now available? Are coming out as part of in October as part of the 35th anniversary celebration of Sonic the Hedgehog on the Switch. So you have a classic collection and a modern collection. Your classic collection contains Sonic Origins, which is all the original Sonic games bundled, Sonic Mania, which was a love letter to the original Sonic games, and Sonic Superstars, which I know very little about. And your modern collection has Sonic Frontiers, Sonic Colors Ultimate, and Sonic Forces. Just some nice collections.
I don't mind them. The bundles sound cool. I don't think I'll probably buy them. Again, I'm a huge Sonic fan, but I'm such a lapsed Sonic fan at the same time.
Yeah.
I
think I've had Sonic Origins on my wish list for years.
Yeah. I always look at them. Even Frontiers looked good. I just think it was like for what we play nowadays, it didn't offer me any I'd run around for it and have fun, but it didn't offer me what I've just said about like story, character, growth. Like Sonic's just the same as he's always been for me.
I like that this is coming to the Switch because I feel like the classic Sonic collection might be a nice just addition to my Switch at some point.
Yeah.
For the $49.99 USD, maybe a bit steeper than I'd like to pay.
Yeah.
For just a nice library edition. I'd be more likely to just go for Sonic Origins, which I think is about $39.99 USD.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll see. What about the cartridges, Chris? Because Sonic 1 and Sonic 2, you can buy Sega Genesis cartridges.
Now I'm listening.
So, available for $99.99 USD each, which is pricey. You can buy legacy cartridges that will play, that come boxed with the manual and will play either Sonic 1 or Sonic 2.
This is by IM8-Bit. They've also confirmed that they will only be compatible with the North American Genesis console. So us poor Mega Drive bastards over here, they won't play on our consoles.
That's bullshit.
It is. It's racism towards Europeans.
Yeah. So you can't even play these in Japan?
They look good. Nope. Just the American. Oh, they look good, though.
They do.
Like... But I ain't got $100 free. Oh. I'm saving for my PS6.
it's a collector's item. That's what it is.
It's absolutely a collector's item. And you know what? If you buy it, you're probably not going to take out the box anyway because you'd be foolish to do so.
But it's a nice thing. I like little
35th anniversary. It's as old as us.
Are they translucent as well? I think they might be translucent.
And 1 in 8 will have emerald energy inside, so when you plug it in, it'll glow.
Oh,
just saying.
They know exactly what they're doing. It's like Pokemon, like vintage Pokemon cards.
Yeah,
if you have like
shiny
the original run of the Pokemon cards, the price of them packs is insane unopened. This is going to do the same thing because you could have a glowing cartridge in there. You don't know until you open it, but if you open it, the price goes down.
Yeah, this is going to be one that's on eBay in 20 years' time. They're like, oh, is it a Chaos Emerald Energy unboxing? We'll soon find out. Tune into my unboxing channel.
Part of you would be gutted if you opened it, put the cartridge in, and glue was, oh, fuck, I got a good one. I should have opened it.
But it's like when people open Pokemon, there's like a shiny Charizard in there, and they've been hanging on to it for years and years, and it could be worthless or it could be valuable, like invaluable.
You keep seeing that pack, and they'll often go, you know what? I'm going to fucking open. I'm sick of seeing it. I'm going to open it and go, shit, there's a Charizard in there. It's like, oh no, there's a Charizard in there. That's worth more than the pack. Yes.
Yeah. There'll be a basement one somewhere in America where it's like an old shopkeeper. Just the shop got shut down for whatever reason, and all the stock just got left in the cupboard. And at the back is just an unopened booster pack box of Pokemon cards, like 100 packets or something. And in there will be those shinies, but not my loft, unfortunately.
Or mine either. But to round things out for the show, Sea of Thieves is getting a live action movie.
Yarr.
Pirates of the Caribbean sequel? Pirates of the Caribbean was in Sea of Thieves.
Going to be it. Yeah, Johnny Depp's going to lead.
I don't know much about like the story of Sea of Thieves. We played it on stream before, and it was
I don't think it's that tangential.
It's going to star Jack Black and Christopher Pratt.
Of course it is.
It's not. It might do. I don't know.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I don't know. I think this could be a fun movie. I'm for this. I feel like this sort of announcement, though, just don't announce it till you got a fucking trailer, guys.
Yeah. Why did they do it?
But I think just to get investment, probably. But that is all we have time for this week. We like to round out every single show with this day in video game history. Starting on the 26th of June, Chris. What have you got for me?
20 years ago today, Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Man's Chest. On Game Boy, DS, PSP. No, the game.
12 years ago on 3DS, PC, and Wii U, Shovel Knight.
Shovel Knight?
Was that the initial launch of Shovel Knight, or did it come out on other platforms?
I think it was
first?
the port. It came to everything eventually. That's what took them so damn long to get Mina the Hollow out. It's been 10 years.
Yeah. They make good games, just not quickly.
They do. 28th of June. Moving on a day or two.
I'm looking at 27th, and there is nothing.
No, there's not much here either. You got Adventures of
Diablo
Mana
2?
35 years ago, 1991.
28th of June, Diablo 2 came out on PC. Awesome game. Spider-Man 2, 22 years ago on PS2.
Oh, there's a good one to end on. 29th of June, 28 years ago, in 1998, you got Banjo-Kazooie on the N64.
Indeed, and that is all we've had time for this show. If you liked the video, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring that bell so you're kept in the loop of all our amazing content here. If you want to join the conversation any further, and let us know if you want to if you're pre-ordering GTA or the Steam machine in our Discord server. The link is in the description below. Thank you very much for watching. My name's been Richie.
It's coming home. My name's been Chris.
Fucking hot. GG everyone. Goodbye.
Bye.